Ski.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Yeah, today this is a new show that we're trying to start. The OG with the young OG.
Yeah.
We're gonna touch topics on various things. We're gonna give you a street level edge. We're gonna come at a street level perspective from an OG's perspective and a young OG's perspective.
Yeah.
Respectfully. You know what I mean? So this is what we doing. Today's topic. Being a young boy, the young guy, the young gunner here. Came up with this topic. This topic we talking about today is trafficking, human trafficking.
No, just trafficking in general. What thoughts do you get when you hear the word trafficking? And what's the first thoughts do y'all get?
Well, as far as for me, the first thought when I hear trafficking, I'm thinking drug related. You know what I mean? I'm not necessarily thinking human trafficking. You get what I'm saying? But you know, since we on the subject, I definitely want to touch more on that because there's a lot of things in that department that I'm not knowledgeable of.
Yeah, and yeah, that's crazy because that was my number one. Mine was human trafficking. That might be my biggest one.
Okay. Okay. So you want to enlighten?
So when y'all,
go ahead. Say what you was gonna say.
So my question was, when y'all talk about human trafficking, are you simply talking about how um, all the outreach programs that people have been doing because young girls are being trafficked? Are you specifically saying girls, or is it girls and boys, or you just saying people who get human trafficked? Period.
Period. It's the period part. I can say like I don't not know nobody that's doing anything like to support them and like raise the money and like for the help in the funding department. So shout out to them for the doing their thing. But my thing is when I hear it, I think like of men getting trafficking and not knowing that they like because they might think, oh, I'm a gigolo or I've been doing this. I know I've been freaking on humping on women my whole entire life. So that's a lifestyle for them. So now everybody don't even really look at it like, yeah, he ain't been raped, he ain't been none of that. So it's like they already casting us out like, oh, all right. So now we can't use the word rape, but if I'm not saying that it makes it right to rape a woman, but we really just get looked at like, no, he wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, and then they try to justify it, but there's no justifiable, response to it. So.
Yeah, because you know what, Mikey, that's a big issue. A lot of people think trafficking or child molestation, all those things, they instantly think children or young people. But like he said, he look at it from him being a male perspective.
Right.
A lot of people don't bring that part to the table.
Right, and it's crazy because the weird part about that V is I learned. I'm not ashamed or afraid to say, you know what I mean. At this point in my life, I'm still learning things. I don't know everything.
Right.
So, like, Shorty definitely schooled me and told me, he was like, man, you'd be surprised at how many men are being, trafficked. Like this male trafficking going on. There's a lot of men being sold and, you know what I mean, treated with a pimp, like go sell dick and shit like that. It's kind of hard for me to fathom as being the man that I am. Like that, I got somebody over me like nigga go sell that dick, and I'm going to do it. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people don't think like that, but that happens because the thing is, when you're young, a lot of men get pulled to the side by uncle or dad, whatever. Look, go ahead, you gonna do this. She gonna give you a little bit, son.
Yeah.
But this child mentally wasn't ready for that. So you actually just, like Mikey said, either trafficked your son or is a form of child molestation. Introducing young people, children to sex too early.
And the only thing they should be thinking about is their imagination and their dreams and the good spirits. So that's my take on it.
Thank you, Landa. Didn't know that it was freezing. I don't know why it's freezing, but she said that my live keep freezing. But I'm gonna try to get it together. It's probably, I don't know what's going on. But as far as the traffic is, like with the females, I mean, I had a situation, and I ain't ashamed to say this. My oldest daughter, one night, this is one of the scariest.
I heard no on your page there is another live.
Oh, there is another live though, Landa. You could follow.
It's actually, I put it on your page. I pinned it.
Oh, she pinned it on from her page to my page, so you can get to it from there. That's everybody that's on my live. But I had a situation where this was. I want to say this was like was like 2000 and like 16, 17. I had a situation where I'm in the house and my daughter, my daughter lived in Middle River with her mom at the time. And my daughter's well developed, you know what I mean, to be young. And, I, as a father, I don't see that. I see my little baby.
That's your baby, right?
So she went to work and her mother, she was working. I mean, going to school, she was taking night classes.
Oh, her mom.
So her mother would not go get her sometimes. Some lazy shit. There's no shots or nothing, but we're going to say fact, but there's facts. So she don't go get her this one night. My daughter caught the bus and she was walking. Along the lines of walking, she called me because this is what she would do. I would stay on the phone with her while she walking. She said a guy rode past her. He looked Latino because, like, again, they don't like to be called Mexican or whatever. But she said he looked Latino. He walked down. She said he rolled down, slowed down, made a U-turn, came back up past us slow. Went up, made another U-turn, went down. But this time when he went down, he parked. So she looking. So she's telling me this. Now, can you imagine the fucking fear in your heart where it's nothing I can do? I'm over here, my car down. I can't do shit. I'm sitting there and I'm on the phone with my child while she's in fucking fear with you know what I mean, a guy chasing her. So she started running. So she ran and banged on somebody's door. I'm listening to her. I can hear the background. I hear all this shit. She finally got in somebody's house and somebody let her in the house. I told her, call your mother. She called her mother. Her mother came out. Like once she finally answered the phone, she came out. That's the only weapon she could find was a hammer. She took the hammer, went busting the car windows out, and was trying to find him. He wasn't nowhere to be found. It's just his car was right there. So they called the police. They took his tags. They did all that. Long story short, he ended up getting locked up. My daughter had to go to court for that shit. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, these motherfuckers come here and be snatching these little girls and whatever fucking sick shit that they got on their mind that they want to do to these little kids, man. And this shit is crazy. I think this shit need to be addressed a lot more because at the end of the day, you ride down the highway, you see Amber Alerts all the time. And sometimes, let's be real, we look, but we in our own zone and doing whatever the fuck it is we doing, and we ignore that shit.
As much attention as we should is when it's such a danger, it comes to your phone. Yeah. Everybody get the alert to the phone. Everybody looking like, wow. Now you in awe that they have made it a nationwide thing that is coming to everybody's phone. I think what's so severe about the trafficking and child molestation is how parents are not educating their children on stranger danger. When I grew up, everything was stranger danger. You knew what not to go near, who not to deal with, who not to be around. You don't know this person, stranger danger. The person was dangerous. Young people now don't get the severity of what a stranger is. Right. Everybody's lives now are so happy-go-lucky. It is what it is.
And then what makes it bad is I don't know what's in the food, and I don't know what's in nothing that's going on, but these children are highly developed. They look like hybrids and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like these kids wasn't built like I can't lie. When I was young, I'm high school, middle school. I used to remember like, damn, Shorty was fat, but I was their age. I mean, as a grown man, even me, I got age limits as far as to what I'ma fuck with. You know what I mean? You got some motherfuckers. That shit crazy.
Well, see, the crazy thing is this, Rob. A lot of people, when a pedophile's mindset, he's not looking for a fully developed person, period. Whether it's a boy or a girl, man or woman. What the pedophiles see is the image. A lot of them prefer to have smaller, petite. They want you at that childlike stage. A lot of pedophiles only touch children from about 5 to 12. After 12, to a pedophile, you too grown anyway. A person with a sick mindset
Yes.
only see what they like and
Like,
what they want.
right.
So whether your children are fully developed or not, they
Yeah.
should still know stranger danger
Danger.
because you are liable to be in an awful situation.
Yeah,
Right.
we,
And I understand that, right? And my biggest thing is like the cliches about us as black people. I mean, all lives matter, but I'm saying like as us as being black people, like we like stereotype us, and it's like oh the type of food we eat, what songs we listen to, and what our beliefs is as far as like sticks and stones or what's another one on a well, it's a lot of things, but like when somebody say sticks and stones, I think they got that wrong because words do hurt.
Words.
They are powerful, and so like what I
And
don't
the
know.
thing is, Mikey, you'll probably find somebody older than you. Some of my age would say sticks and stones because that's how we were raised. We weren't raised as covered as some of the young people now. Like now, to young people to get called names or cracked on in school, it's called bullying. You get suspended. You might even get put out of school for some of the things you say. But growing up for us, sticks and stones break your bones, but words will never hurt you. We were taught to let it roll right off. Like
Right.
the coolest people were the funniest
Funniest
ones
people, yeah.
in school growing up.
Yep. Absolutely.
Now you can't even give them
Nope.
a joke.
and it's crazy
That's
because
that
I
problem.
was one of them guys. When I was in school, I was known as a class clown. Can't I'm not gonna say hey,
A little
think you ought
brother.
to be phony about it. Like I come to class, I'm the guy that want crack on people,
My
be
brother.
Mr. Funny Guy and all that type of shit.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie, to this day, I'm still that guy. Like
Yeah.
I crack my jokes. I'm a funny nigga. That's just me.
Yeah.
But people, and it's not a stereotype, bro, but it is
It
kind of.
is.
But
So
I got
on Instagram, Kay wanted to know what we'll be talking about. She said, "Hey y'all, Kay, here's the thing. We're talking about people who don't look at minors for what they are and teaching them the right thing. How letting them know that they can be trafficked. Your children can be trafficked. Your children can be molested, whether
Yeah.
they're fully developed
Or
or not. And we're
Yeah.
talking about what parents do to kind of steer them down the wrong path.
Path.
Rodney Pierce said, and not a friend, not a and not a friend to control what your child is expressed to. Oh, not afraid to let your child express themselves. Um,
yeah, because the child's opinion matters.
Yeah, absolutely. Because sometimes the child may feel more comfortable with going to grandma.
and lady 2 times, I'm sorry, said now they call that bullying. They call it jokes. Case that absolutely. Now they call those jokes bullying over on YouTube. Um, okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm listening, y'all. Go ahead.
Yeah. You go ahead, little bro.
Oh, I was saying like the piggyback off that. I was like, dang, I forgot.
Sorry.
Well, this is where I'm at with it. Like,
Okay, Tommy, I hope you can get it now. Just got to talk up a little bit louder.
yeah, at the end of the day, the way I feel about the whole ordeal with the bullying thing, I have to say it, life has become so watered down.
Oh yeah.
And so saturated. I can't believe how sensitive every fucking body is. Everything you say is a problem. Anything you say to somebody, it hurts their feelings.
Wow.
Everything. Wow. What the
Because that's how life turned out to be. It's not a easy thing. It's not something that any of us want to deal with. But the thing is, it's just what it is. At this time, I think parents need to see the world for what it is now and nurture your children according to that way. We were raised with all sorts of McGruff the crime dog and like sticks and stones break your bones, words don't hurt you. We were raised under a whole different umbrella. Today, times are different. Honestly, like when COVID started, I hadn't seen so many children with the cyberbullying that were actually committing suicide than I have ever seen suicide before in my life. Rodney Pierce said over on Instagram, we go up to the first part of my comment. I apologize, Rodney Pierce, if I missed your first comment. I see it. Rodney Pierce said, it's not just stranger danger. Stop your daughters from dressing like strippers. Starlet and grown ass women. I don't your children shouldn't have that on, and it is what it is. Real quick, Mike, we'll comment. Lady 2 times on Instagram said, it's the generation. They put all those phones and videos on everything.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I'm going back to his name was Rodney.
Uh-huh.
All right, so I'm going back
The
to this
clothes.
comment. Yeah, because with the women and the dealing with how the child dressed, because I feel like if my grandma say don't embarrass her, that means don't embarrass her ever. Like out in public, don't matter if she not watching or not. So that plays a different. And then it's like, no, certain things I couldn't do. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't say, curse, dress in certain ways. I don't sag my pants, so that was out of question. But what I'm saying is like their behavior, the level of disrespect without them knowing like that's disrespect. Like it's crazy. Like I don't understand. I'm like, why have nobody really like taught these children like decent respect and manners and you know what I'm saying?
Because to some people those things are not relevant and important anymore. When I was raised, we couldn't, even if it was a man in your family, you don't have no business sitting on that man's lap.
Yeah.
And you don't have no business picking my
You
daughter
don't
up.
wanna get me there,
But now,
But not only that,
the little girls twerking, they 3.
man, let's get ready to go right into that.
Yeah.
Now,
Little girls twerking.
First off, I think some of these adults are in their second childhood where they're trying to live their lives through their children or whatever. Women, this is an announcement for women. Y'all need to understand this and y'all need to hear me and feel me.
Men and women. Because see, the thing is, I get you saying women, but a lot of men, if you stop hating the baby mother and being home and involved in your children, the shit won't happen. I can't let you say all that.
Co-parenting comes into play, but I was going there after the fact, but I am going to say what I was saying.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, women, please, by all means, don't allow your baby young daughter to twerk on camera like that shit is cute.
Cool. No, it's not.
You're raising her wrong. And I'm not the perfect parent. I'm not one to tell you what to do with your parents, to do as parents. But I am going to make a suggestion. The suggestion is, as a man, I don't want to see no little girl online shaking her ass like that shit is cute. It's not.
Yeah.
You are encouraging the wrong fucking things by allowing your daughter, a baby. I've seen videos where they're babies and y'all people pumping it up. Like, yeah, go ahead, boo. Go ahead. That shit not.
Go ahead, Mooka.
Go ahead, Kelly. Go
That
on.
shit is not fucking cute. Don't know, motherfucker. You plant the seed. You're making a food for a pedophile.
Yeah, you giving it to him.
You basically giving a pedophile what the fuck they looking for.
Yeah.
Don't do that shit, man.
Yeah.
Stop letting these little kids, have these kids thinking that it's cute to be shaking their ass for social media and TikTok and whatever the fuck y'all be doing. Stop letting that shit happen.
Real quick, Lady 2 times said,
That shit makes me mad.
well, I'm a boy mom. And Vess, thank you for joining. Kay came back to say, she said, you have to teach your daughters about these nasty ass creeps. My daughter could only hang out with her brothers and cousins. She don't dress in tight clothes, and they didn't but that didn't stop a grown man from trying to talk to her. The thing is, Kay, regardless of what she's dressed in, regardless of what she has on, if a man see her and attempt to touch this minor, they're going to do it because they will. I'm not saying her clothes is going to provoke them or stop them. What I'm saying is teach your child what no means. No means no. Strangers means danger. Twerking is not a great thing. I'm 44 and can't twerk for nothing. I think twerking feel like you're sitting on the toilet, and I just won't. That's a dance I won't fucking do. Some stuff I'm just not going to do it. A lot of people miss that part. I know we always want to say, because women, you need to do this to your daughters, and you need to teach your daughters that. The thing is, men, stop disliking the baby mother so much that you don't get involved in your children's lives. Because if you stay there and you stay a parent and you stay the man of the model she needs to be, these niggas ain't gonna be able to talk her into shit. Because she already know what a man look like and how he supposed to treat her.
Well, there is a flip side to this coin.
Yeah.
You have some men that do craves to be in their child's lives.
Absolutely.
But you have a woman, all women ain't mature enough to allow that man to play his part as their father. Let's be clear.
And that's true. But what I'm saying is, I would do whatever it takes. I wouldn't stop. I wouldn't allow her in her foolery. And you know me, Rob, on any other show, I'm going in on ladies too. Her foolery should not stop you, even if only time you get to see your daughter is 30 minutes from school to home every fucking day. Fix your work schedule that you pick your children up. And you take them to school, you walk her to school and you walk her home. If no other time of the day she's safe, you know she's safe. That 30-minute window that you got to make sure she get from school to home.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, just to tie the thread with everything that y'all said, back to the lady previous comment, and like when you was talking about twerking, and then how comment kind of really tied in there with the topic that we was talking about, and so I just want to tie the thread. So, yeah, we was talking about
the clothes.
With the
revealing clothes.
Yeah, like dancing and stuff like that's cute. But when cause I got a goddaughter now, her name's Jabri. She was just recently born. So when I think about, cause I love women and I love heart. So every woman in my eyes is a queen. So I don't never want to see her crown tilted wrong, other than the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
So I'm gonna treat my daughter,
which is the great thing. So even if her dad is not there, she still has her godfather to make sure she's good.
Right. So
right.
Well, winter time come and God bless me with children, but for right now, so I treat every woman as such, as a queen, at that way that, and it feel kind of strange because certain individuals I deal with, it be like weird for them. They be like, wow, you know, I'm like, cuz it's like genuine love.
And you know what, Mikey, that is a great thing. Hey Kathleen, how are you over there on YouTube? I miss you too. I have reached out to you, by the way. The thing is how you carry it and how you feel about women should be an overall. I gotta commend you on that because you're a young person and you love hard. I remember one year it was Cashie's birthday. You was like, we got to do something. So you kind of got your coins together and made sure that she had a birthday party. I think y'all did like some stuff for her birthday. My thing, and I think y'all did it in my house. My thing is women should always be guarded and protected. I always say, even the women who say, because I don't want no man. And I don't need no man. Sis, at the end of the day, you should have one.
You should have one. It would be nice.
Even if it's for nothing but to rub your back and say, I know your day was hard, baby, you good?
You good? I'm going to want me massage.
And I feel like all little girls need that. Kathleen said every topic you share is super important. Thank you, Kathleen. It's always going to be very important. I plan to always be prevalent. This show right here is called Man to Man, as for two men, because they are here and they're going to every Tuesday at 6 o'clock bring you the greatest things that men can instill another man to tell. I jumped in that conversation today because I felt like I really wanted to. Well, we don't. Okay, let's just.
We didn't want anybody. We didn't want anybody confused. Have confusion about what me and your relationship is.
Right. Real quick. Over here, Rodney Pierce said, as a man, I'm waiting to go to jail. And as far as the grave, so he said he's willing to go to jail. And as far as the grave, I'm tired of hearing about how good your child is and they little hilarious creating havoc in teaching. Rodney Pierce, I'm sorry, but it's kind of like all over the place. 410C, thanks for joining. Kay said yes to Snick's comment. I missed it. Rodney Pierce came back to say them discipline and manners, or they will be traumatized. That's a big thing, Rodney Pierce. A lot of parents today in today's society has lost the lack of discipline. Like they cannot give the discipline because they feel like the kids ain't gonna listen, or they're not gonna be the friend anymore. When I grew up, I wasn't my mother's friend. Right. I didn't go with my mother to her friends like a function, and if I did, my sisters and I were in the room till the function was over.
Right.
Now, so many people let the children be right in the midst of their conversations. You know, like me doing mental health. I can tell you how many times I've talked to little girls who say things because that's what they heard their mother say. She shouldn't be in earshot of that.
I dislike.
I think this show is important. I think this show is good to let everybody know. Look at your child as just that, as a child. Like you said, your daughter is your princess. Your son, that's the image of you. Make them to what greatness is in your image, to your liking of what you want them to be in society. Because there's people out here that's going to eat your children whole. We didn't even get a chance to think if we wanted to get into stuff because we already knew. Don't you do it?
Don't do it.
But
We knew not to do it.
That's the thing. It's like I got my ass whipped. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sit here and bullshit you. I was a good kid, but I was very mischievous. I'm gonna use the word mischievous because I'm not gonna say bad. If I say bad, my family disagrees with me when I say that.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna say I was very mischievous and was doing shit all the time. So my thing is, I got my ass beat on a regular. You know what I mean? Because you know what I mean. But I knew what I learned from that is like it was a lesson learned in all of the ass whippings that I received. I knew that if I thought about doing that again, I'm gonna think about that ass whipping. I'm gonna think about that good punishment. Who the fuck? You know, ain't nothing worse than this is before air conditioners was jumping out. Excuse me. When you in that room with that window open, with that fan blowing hot air in that room, you ain't got no TV. You can't come out the room. You can only come out to use the motherfucking bathroom. You eat when you're told to eat, and you in that bitch, and you laying down, and you trying to go to sleep, and the fly can go. Ain't nothing worse.
But you know what's crazy about?
They don't punish.
I was great. Say, you know what's crazy? For one, I remember. I'm not sure what the quota is now, but at one time, you could not beat your children. You could only open, and this was probably like 8 years now, that you could only open-handedly spank their bottom and hit them twice. And that was it. Now I don't even think you can hit the children anymore. But the thing is, if you rule it, your home for what it is, they don't have no other choice but to listen. The people, I think adults' mindset now is so different. They have lost control, and now the children are telling them what to do.
I will beat the fuck out of my kids and yours. I'm telling you, off the rip. I will fuck you.
And we are not promoting child abuse.
No, we're not talking about abuse. We're not talking about abuse. We're talking about discipline. It's a difference.
A big difference.
All right, let me read this real quick. Kate on Instagram said, all my children are grown. My kids got their heads tore up for disrespect, period. She said, Mikey knows I didn't play any of that. Nick came back and said, yes, agreeing with what she just said. The thing is, it's very important to instill that. I have 2 grandchildren, and I don't beat my grandchildren. But if I say, what did you do? My granddaughter going to bust out crying because there's a consequence. Her consequence might be, well, now my grandchildren love Amazon and Walmart. She's not taking us to Amazon. I mean, she will not let me get on the phone and order something from Amazon. Or she's not going to take us to Walmart to get things. They know if you go against the grain of whatever I said the rule is, there is a consequence. So I'm not beating them, but they know the consequence. A lot of people have the fallback of not telling the children there's a consequence to what you're doing. And like we said last week, cause and effect. Because you did this, the effect is you're gonna get this.
And we gotta tie that back into what we was talking about, because you gotta understand the trafficking shit is at an all-time high. You got people out here snatching these goddamn kids because they don't have no guidance. They don't have no parental no parental guidance, no discipline, no structure, no nothing, no respect.
And be honest, like you said, Rob. A lot of the dads are not in the home.
True that, and they out here, just out here wrong. I mean, when it's to the point now, when you see children, I'm talking. When I say children, I rate it like this: babies, children, kids, and teenagers.
Right.
That's how I rate.
Right.
When you see children and babies outside, 10 o'clock, fuck that, 9 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah.
8 o'clock.
And it be with the parent. Why is this baby out here with you?
No, but not even that. I'm talking about the ones that's unmonitored and don't have no parent out there with them. They outside. They just outside. Nobody's saying nothing. Nobody's doing nothing. Like you putting your child on a mantle to get snatched.
Yeah, that part.
Yeah.
And living a life of a prostitute or
Gigolo.
whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like that trafficking shit is real.
Real.
Or they might just snatch you, kill your ass, and take your organs because they doing it too.
They doing
That's
that too.
real.
And that actually is something that happened. A lot of people think it's just movies, Mikey. And it's not. Real quick, Rodney Pierce over on Instagram said you're supposed to feel you're supposed to fear your parents and most definitely respect them as you are your child's first line of defense. If you won't discipline them, the law will make an example of them.
Mhm.
Kay said she agreed with what Rodney said.
May I add on what he said from the last comment?
Yes.
All right. Dang, where was we at? We was on cause I used to get bullied a lot, so that's how I enjoyed starting to enjoy fighting and got physical technology with it, and that's how I made some of my closest friends. Like everybody fought each other, cause everybody else coming in oh, who's this country boy? He from down south. His accent, yeah, cause I sound different, but I'm from Baltimore.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I was down here for a amount of years, but I'm still from Baltimore, so it was kind of still new to them. So I know.
And that happens. Bullying, especially amongst boys, that fighting is going to happen.
Yeah, and that's how we speak our love language. So that's cool.
Even though we're not saying that it's okay. I don't promote any kind of violence in no kind of way. Snick said my son had to be in the house before the street lights came on. Like even if you ain't had to be in the house before the street lights came on, you were on your steps.
Yeah, I mean,
your parents knew we didn't even have phones, and they still knew where we were.
Times are different. I mean, because back then it was rules. So if you was a street nigga, you know anything about the streets or any of that, you know firsthand.
Yes, indeed.
Women and kids are off
limits. Off limits.
You know what I mean?
And you know what, Rob? That ain't even the fact anymore.
Listen, I'm talking about these niggas is blowing females' heads off and shooting the children.
With no problem.
I'm talking about with no regard. When it's to the point where it's no regard for human life and you are willing to kill a child, yo, like it's crazy out here.
So we are at our time, which is crazy how quick we got here. But I don't want to go yet.
I thought we was going at 7:30.
No.
I don't know. We kind of came in. We was unprofessional. We gonna be better.
So what I wanted to say was, Snicks again came back to say, yes, they was. What I wanted to say about the whole thing about how people are killing women and children now with no hesitation, they'll kill them first. Honestly, what advice would you give to men and boys from both of y'all point of view? Rob, you can go first.
My advice to a man, my niggas, if you got kids. Right? If you got beef with the baby mother and you not in that child's life, man, patch that shit up and be around your motherfucking kids. Because at this point, this is a time where we as black men, period, as a whole, yo, we need to get a hold of these goddamn kids. And this is not a
totally agree.
This is not a preach thing. I'm not no preacher. Just listen, but hear me on what I'm saying. Like at the end of the day, man. You talking to me? I'm a full-time motherfucking father now. You know what I mean? I haven't always been a full-time father. I had the position of a full-time father, but now my son, he lives with me. You get what I'm saying? It's like shit is real. Like, yo, you gotta get a hold of these kids, man, because if you don't, once them streets grab you, and I'm a victim of that. You get what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, I can't say that my parents weren't there. I had both parents. I come from a 2-parent household. But at the end of the day, I gravitated towards the streets because that's what I did. You know what I mean? And once them streets get a hold of you, especially when you ain't got no male guidance, they start looking for that. The streets become their father. And once the streets become their father, it's a wrap. So to prevent that, my guys, all men that's watching this, take this, you know what I mean? You take it however you want to take it. By all means, please, man, get a hold of these kids. If you got a nephew, if you ain't got no son, you got nephews, get your nephews, get your little cousins, man, holla at them, man. Tell them this shit ain't what's up. If you wanna promote that shit and try to make it like that shit all peaches and cream, let them kids know the other side.
Let them know what's really out there.
Let them know about the big bits. Let them know about what they gonna face when they on the other side of that wall. Let them know about how you beefing with niggas, how niggas can walk down on you and bust your head.
Let them know about if you're gonna be out there, you better watch your back. So you rather be home where you don't have to keep looking over your shoulder, or you want to be out there snicks over on Instagram said, please say that again out loud because I lost my son.
Once you step out there, you gotta always be ready, stay ready, so you ain't never gotta get ready.
So let me ask you this, Mikey, before we get ready to wrap up. What would you say to young men in the streets now who's going through the turmoil of not listening to their parents and just running amok? What would you say to them?
I ran away at a young age, so I'm gonna keep it funny. I know I'm gonna tell them what they want to hear and what they need to hear.
So tell me what they need to hear.
What they need to hear is like, yo, it's everything has changed. It's not the 80s no more. Like
they weren't even born in the 80s.
But they I don't know, baby, because that's the vibe I get when I'm vibing. So it's like times have changed. People doing a lot of ratting and niggas doing a lot of weird stuff that people was getting punished for, and you feel me, getting brought up and pulled up about. Now it's something that niggas hiding behind. You get what I'm saying? So it's like with all that being said, so when now everything
what you would say for them to do now?
Like now it's like, oh, recognize your self-worth. Like take care of yourself.
Right.
First, like take care of yourself spiritually, mentally, physically. Because you know what I'm saying? Like God is real. He is there. He just waiting on you to come just grab your blessings. He got them in front of you trying to give it to you. Like as if he got a big teddy bear behind him, and you got the little one. He said, "Can I
give me that small one?"
And girl, I got something for you. I got something for you. Give me the bear. But they don't really want to give it up yet, so it's okay. You gotta let them still have the bear because it's my favorite bear. I don't want to,
But know this, and if y'all don't mind me giving my point of view to the same question I gave y'all, I want to give, the example. Like Rob said, his son is with him full time, but he had to do a lot of tugging and pulling to get there. So now he's there. Even with you, Mikey, you went to jail for 4 years for something who they had every evidence that it weren't you, but they still gave you the 4 years. People tend to think, oh, I'm safe because I ain't do nothing. Oh, they ain't catch me with nothing. That means nothing. If they want you, you're the person they're going to get. Real quick, over on Instagram, Rodney Pierce said, not anymore. There are no rules to this mob. Now people have to stop accepting shit as normal. We are physically killing our future and mentally destroying any promise a child may have had. Snake said old soul. That Mike is an old soul. I just wanted to say, again before we go, Rodney Pierce, I'm with you on that. I'm agreeing with Rob said. Men, get your children and grab on. And this is not going to be the only time they talk about this. This show is going to always bring y'all what from a man to a boy. I mean, a man to a young man can say, and we're gonna make the equivalent. And if you have somebody who is older and you feel like you want to come in and give somebody some advice, they here for that. And if you are younger and you're looking for a mentor, maybe you guys can kind of set some stuff up for some people.
Yeah, they can come by, but
I mean, at the end of the day, we offer and invite all people that would like to come in.
Right. I just wanted to make sure everybody, it's clear.
Anybody that's interested or curious or wanting to come in and, tell your story and vibe with us, and you know what I mean. We kick it and we give these vitamins to people from a street level perspective, from an older guy and a younger guy. Let's do it. You know what I mean? It's real simple. All you do is you inbox me or DM me, and we go from there. I'm gonna get at you and then invite you up. I mean, it's that simple. That's what we here for.
So real quick before we go, can y'all give the people on YouTube and Instagram y'all information?
All right, that's cool. I try to take myself into it and everything.
No, I'm just saying, just say it for the people who are listening, like YouTube.
Oh yeah, when we close now, we gonna need to mention. We gonna mention. All right, I already said. I just want to fit up my I finished up the comment and what I would prefer people to really the young guys like me to take heed to is like God. Get to know God, because that's how the only way you're gonna find yourself. I'm not preaching because I can't tell you about God. I can only tell you how He make me feel and how He treats me and how I need to be treated and show me the way. I'm not preaching. I'm just letting you know, like, it would be nice for you to find that, because I want want you to reach your best potential. So like, be
And
careful.
you want to give people the advice on what you know, and that's what works for you.
Yeah,
So that's a good thing.
Everybody just need to be careful, have a blessed day, try to do something constructive for
All the time.
your future,
Right.
your career, so you can just walk right into your blessing.
Give them your information where they can find you at.
Yeah, y'all know what the family call me. I really don't like when y'all keep
Okay,
calling
well just
me
give the
So-
people your Instagram.
Yeah, my Instagram name is ABL_Mad Max. There's no gang activity. That is A Born Legend. It's my brand. It's what's coming soon, and it's really in the works. So it's like it's a brand. So nothing negative, all positive vibes.
All right, real quick. Over on YouTube, it was something to me. Kathleen said, "Hey, would it be okay if I contact you tomorrow about how I can support your channel?" Kathleen, yes. You have my email address. My personal email is Veronica M31@gmail.com. TimelessJMH@gmail.com. Also, Kathleen, you have my personal phone number. We are always here. My channel. We have shows all week long. This is a new show, and they're going to be here for the men and the young men, and it's going to get better and better weekly. Before we go, move on, Rob. Can you give the people on YouTube where they can find you at?
Absolutely. Instagram, Rob_King1976, and Facebook, Rob King. Come, you slide in my inbox, slide my DM, holla at me, let me know what you're feeling and what you're thinking. And we're gonna try to connect on some positive shit. Again, man, I'm on a mission. We gotta reach these young boys some kind of way, man.
Awesome.
It's gonna take older. It's gonna take a lot more than just two people. You know, we need a bunch of dudes.
We need to rebuild Black Wall Street, because that's
go.
where they get it from. They get it from us. The digger they deep in the earth is the black is gonna get it. But even though they might be upset, like we really bomb. We really like them.
And the thing is, I want to tell y'all before we go, this is a great show. I love everything about what this show is great bringing, because y'all know me, mental health is a big deal for me.
Oh, yeah.
I believe that
might be
everything
next
for
topic.
mental health is awesome, and this right here gives people something to mentally think about. Because like y'all said earlier, some people don't realize she should not have these leggings on until somebody say, "Sweetie, she's a baby." A pedophile who is attracted to children will touch your child because she's dressed in an outfit that match her mother. So let's stay mindful of that. Kathleen said, "Great, I'll be in touch." Kathleen, thanks again for tuning in. We appreciate you. Everybody over here on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. This has been Man to Man with Big Rob.
In the motherfucking house this evening.
And Mikey.
Oh my gosh, man.
Here live from Timeless JMH Studios. That's Man to Man each and every Tuesday, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Keep it locked.
And don't forget about the Bro Show tomorrow night at 6.
And so the Bro Show is tomorrow.
Yeah, we tapping in. I might be out of town, but I might come back.
But still tap in. Touch in.
Tap in with us, man.
We always here. Thank you. Everybody always keep it locked. Timeless JMH. We always here for the best. Peace.